Hi guys, my name is Tyler Burton, and for my ECI 201 timeline, I decided to do a history of computers. We're going to start our journey back in 1613, where the term computer was actually first used, and it wasn't necessarily used to just speak about a device because obviously the technology back then wasn't as advanced as it is today, but they rather called people computers who could actually perform calculations. So if you could do the math, I guess you're basically a computer. So we must have a lot of computers here at NC State. Next up on our timeline is in 1822, where Charles Babbage proposed and began developing the difference engine. The difference engine was considered to be the first automatic computing engine that was capable of computing several sets of numbers and making hard copies of the results. Due to his finances, however, he was unable to complete a full-scale version of this machine. But in 1910, his son Henry, who was his youngest son, actually finished what his dad started. So about 90 years later, his youngest son was able to complete what his dad had finally started. The Z1 was the first programmable computer. It was created by Germany's Konrad Zuse while he was in his parents' living room somewhere between 1936 and 1938. It's considered to be the first electromechanical binary programmable computer, and it was really just the first functional computer. The first digital computer was the ABC, which is short for Anastoff Berry computer. It was actually developed by Professor John Vincent Anastoff and his graduate student Cliff Berry in 1937. And it continued to be developed until 1942 at Iowa State College, which is now Iowa State University. The ABC was an electric computer that used vacuum tubes for digital computations, including binary math and logic, but also had no CPU. The first computer company was actually Electronic Controls Company, and it was founded in 1949. This is actually considered to be the very first computer company. So no, it didn't create with Gateway and Apple and all that stuff. So the ECC was the very first computer company. Next, the first computer with RAM. This was created by MIT, and it was called the Whirlwind machine on March 8, 1955. And it was basically a revolutionary computer that was the first digital computer with a magnetic core RAM and real-time graphics. The next computer we're going to talk about is the very first personal computer. So in 1975, Ed Roberts, he coined the term personal computer, which he introduced as the Altair 8800. Although the first personal computer is considered to be the Kinback 1, which was introduced for $750 in 1971. This computer was actually indeed the first personal computer. The very first laptop or portable computer is the IBM 5100. It was released in September of 1975. It actually weighed 55 pounds, had a 5-inch CRT display, had a tape drive, and had 64 KBs of RAM. So imagine carrying that to class, a 55-pound computer. And Apple actually developed their first computer in 1976, and it was called the Apple I, and Steve Wozniak designed it. And then our last stop on our timeline is going to be at the very first multimedia computer. So in 1992, Tandy Radio Shack, which is one of the main companies here in the U.S., became one of the first companies to release a computer based on the MPC standard with its introduction of the M2500XL/2 computer. So as you can see, we've come quite a far away, and this only stops at 1992. So you can obviously just look at the advances we made even since then. So in the last almost 20 or in the last 20 years, what we've made, we have MacBooks, we have iPads, all these kinds of things. Just imagine back in 1613 for a minute, if you could seriously just have someone tell you, well, guess what? In 2012, they're going to have laptops that weigh less than a couple pounds. They're going to have calculators to do all kind of math problems. They would absolutely look at you like you're crazy. So I hope you enjoyed my timeline, and thank you very much.